Hi, my name is Judy, and I'll be sharing with you what you need to know right now about the Canadian Express entry. Before I continue, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so for those that intend to migrate to Canada permanently, the Express entry is a route that you can explore. So, what's the Express entry? I'm going to just briefly introduce, going to do a rundown. So, the Express entry was introduced in 2015 by the Canadian government to admit foreign nationals who are very skilled and who have what it takes. They were categorized initially into the federal skilled trade, the federal skilled worker, and the Canadian experience class. I'm going to leave more details in the description box so that you can always refer to that. I don't want to go into a lot of details. So ride with me. So for you to be in the express entry pool, you must first meet certain eligibility factors. You must have a point of 67. And this point is determined by certain factors such as your age, your work experience, your academic qualification, your language proficiency, adaptability factors, and whether or not you have an arranged job offer. So let me quickly break it down. So under age, the maximum point you can get is 12. 12, yes. And if you are between 18 to 35 years, you have 12 points automatically. If the more you age, the more you lose points. You lose 1 point, and the maximum is 43. Okay, so for work experience, the maximum point you can get is 15 points. So if you have a minimum of 1 year, you'll get 9 years of 9 points. If you have 2 years to 3 years, you have 11 points. If you have 3 to 4 years, or sorry, 4 to 6 years, you get 13 points. And from 6 years and above, you have the 15 points. So the next one is your academic qualification. So let's say you have a diploma, you can get 19 points. If you have a BSc and a diploma, you get 22 points. So that determines what your score is under your education. So the maximum point you can get is 25. So if you have a PhD, you get 25. If you have a master's degree, you get 23 points. If you have a professional degree that enables you to practice in a licensed field, like LLB, you can get 23 points. So the next one is whether or not you have an arranged job offer. If you have a job offer, you're getting 10 points. And then the next one is language proficiency test. The maximum points you can get is 24 points for either your IELTS or your French test. But if you write a second language, for instance, you had your English test and then you wrote your French test, you can get 28 points on that. Then we have the adaptability factor. So what this means is that if you studied in Canada, if you have a spouse that has studied in Canada, if you have a relative that is a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen, if your spouse wrote the IELTS test, so these are adaptability factors that can also boost your points. So the maximum you can get for these factors is 10, whether or not you tick all the boxes. It's 10 points you can get under adaptability factor. So now that you know all this, if you assess yourself and you see that you meet 67 points, minimum of 67 points, then you're eligible to be registered in the Express Entry profile. So now, when you are registered in the Express Entry profile, your profile will be accessed based on what we call the comprehensive ranking system. So now, let's say you're in the Express Entry pool. There are certain things you can do to boost your points. You can um, you can acquire a degree. You can, for instance, let's say at the point where you registered your Express Entry profile, you had a bachelor's degree. You can upgrade to a master's. Let's say your IELTS test was low. You can retake the test and increase your chances of your scores. So there are certain things you can do to boost your scores. So next, apart from the general Express Entry, which we're familiar with now, we have what we call the provincial nominee program, which allows provinces to um, get foreign nationals that have skills that are in demand in their provinces. For instance, let's say in Alberta, they need construction workers. So from the pool, they can see, oh, these people are experienced in construction worker. Let us, nominate them or invite them or something like that. So provincial nominee program was another way that um, one could migrate to Canada through support from certain provinces. Now I'm going to talk about a very important one, which has been trending, the category-based draw. Okay, so for those of you that are not conversant with what this is all about, let me quickly explain what it means. So in 2023, Sean Fraser, the then Minister of Immigration, introduced category-based draw to target in-demand professions and occupations, to allow for specific labor demands. So they were categorized into five, which includes STEM, that's science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, healthcare, agriculture, trade, transportation, and French. Surprisingly, French, even though French is not a skill, but the essence of including the French category was to promote bilingualism. So recent draws have focused heavily on candidates from the French language proficiency, healthcare, trade, and STEM categories. However, there is limited detailed information on whether the Canadian government has reached its quota for transportation and agricultural categories. So now let's look at the journey from um, having an extra-century profile to getting nominated, to becoming a permanent resident. So the first thing is that after you determine that you are eligible for an extra-century profile, you go online to the Canadian website and then create an extra-century profile. Before you do that, make sure that you've written your IELTS test or French test or CELPIP or whatever, and make sure that you get the minimum required language tenses. Then secondly, after you've done that, you create an extra-centric profile, and then your profile will be ranked using the comprehensive ranking system. And then next, based on the draw at the moment, if you're eligible, if you're selected, you get an invitation to apply. And then when you get an ITA, you have 60 days to apply for permanent residence. I believe you found this video very helpful. Now, if you would like a personalized consultation on how to migrate to Canada using the Express Entry route, please reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. So you can find us on Google, you can search Canadachoiceimmigrationinc, or you can look up our website at www.canadachoiceimmigrationinc.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Bye.